Game had thinned near camp. Rabbits gone quieter, the deer trails older each day, until the tribe had no choice but to forage closer to the tree line than they ever let themselves go. Close enough, for the first time, to really see it, not as a smudge of green at the edge of camp, but as a wall. Trees packed so tight past the first few rows that whatever was behind them stayed exactly that, behind them. Thok had never stood this close to it before. None of them had, not since before he could remember.
Nobody see Thok go, nobody ever see Thok. Tribe too busy not looking to notice one more thing.
Today, for once, that wasn't the worst thing in the world. He waited until the last back turned, until the tree line swallowed the sound of the group behind him, and then he did the one thing every story the tribe told about that place said never to do. He stepped in. The deeper Thok went, the less the woods sounded like woods. Birdsong that had followed him past the tree line thinned with every step, until it wasn't birdsong anymore, just the sound of his own breathing and the give of old leaves underfoot. The light changed too, greener and dimmer than it had any business being this early in the day, filtered down through canopy so thick in places it swallowed his own shadow whole. The air smelled different back here, colder, wetter, like standing inside something that breathed. He told himself he'd turn back at the next clearing. He'd been telling himself that since the tree line and the woods kept answering with another clearing, and another, each one a little smaller than the last, a little more hemmed in by trees that all somehow looked older than the ones before them. His own footsteps had started to sound too loud. He caught himself walking softer without deciding to. Then he saw it, a line of trees, 4 or 5 in a row, bark stripped clean in a single straight band, exactly the same height on every trunk. These hadn't fallen to wind. Wind doesn't strip bark in a straight line. Wind doesn't do anything in a straight line. Something had come through here, low and wide, and judging by how the wood had already started to gray at the wound more than once. Thok stood very still and counted the trees twice, like counting them a third time might change the answer. The ground changed before the print did. Softer underfoot, darker, like something heavy had churned it up and left it to dry wrong, ridges of old mud gone hard at the edges. Then he found the depression itself and stopped walking entirely, one foot still half raised in the air. It wasn't a deer's track. It wasn't a bear's or anything with 4 legs spaced the way 4 legs spaced themselves. He set his own foot beside it without thinking, the way you measure a thing you don't believe with your eyes alone. His foot didn't reach halfway.
And come back since, more than once, way the mud sit. Whatever make this, it walk here regular like it belong.
Whatever made it had made it long enough ago that old rainwater had already pooled black and still in the bottom, a small dead mirror holding nothing but grey sky, long enough for the edges to soften, for a thin skin of moss to start creeping in from one side, not recent, which meant whatever left it didn't just pass through once and move on. It came back. It had a reason to come back. He didn't see it, he felt it. A single shift in the ground, far off, slow and deliberate, like something enormous had chosen exactly where to put its weight and wasn't in any hurry about it. The last of the birds went quiet all at once, mid-call, like a hand had closed around the whole forest at the same moment, not scared off, listening, the same as him.
Go back now.
He didn't, his legs wouldn't do it, or his want wouldn't let them, he couldn't tell which anymore. Whatever waited on the other side of that silence, he needed to see it more than he needed to be safe from it. The trees opened into a clearing he hadn't seen coming, and there, half sunk into old leaf litter, was a bone bigger than anything he'd ever pulled off a kill, bigger than anything the tribe had a story for. He'd expected that much, somewhere past the tree line. He hadn't expected what was lying beside it. A stone napped down to an edge with real hands, the facets still sharp at the corners the way a fresh strike leaves them. A scrap of hide, worked soft the way only fingers and time can work it, not fangs, not weather. This wasn't a kill site. Someone had lived here, cooked here, made things here, past the one edge the tribe swore over and over that nobody ever crossed.
Someone real made this.
The ground shifted again, closer this time, close enough that he felt it up through his own feet before he heard anything at all. Whatever had made that print, whatever had stripped those trees, was not far and was not still. He had seconds, not minutes, seconds to decide. There wasn't time to carry both. The bone would prove something enormous was real, out there, close enough to feel through the ground. The hide would prove something else, prove who. He left the bone where it lay and ran, the flake and the fragment both fisted tight against his chest, all the way back to where the trees started looking ordinary again, and kept running a while after that, just to be sure. Back inside the treeline, back where the light worked normally again, he held the hide fragment out to the elder first, because the elder was closest, and because some old habit told him the elder was the one who'd actually look. He waited for the usual thing, the half glance, the turning away before he'd even finished holding his arm out. It didn't come. The elder's face did something Thok had never once seen it do in his whole life on this side of the treeline. Not indifference. Recognition, quick and gone, and buried again almost before it arrived, but not fast enough. The elder never reached for it, never answered the question Thok hadn't even asked yet, just turned and moved the tribe on and left the question standing exactly where it was. Back at the fire, back to work, same as always. Nobody asked where he'd been. Nobody had noticed he was gone, same as nobody ever noticed anything Thok did until it was already finished and already being taken credit for by somebody else. The tribe still told him nothing. Not about the treeline, not about what waited past it, not about whatever the elder had almost said and swallowed back down instead. He tended the fire the way he always did, hands steady, fire the same size it always was, everything exactly the way it was supposed to look.
But Thok remember now, and Thok not stop asking not this time.